Week 2 for the new parliament, and scandal is already rife, isn't it, with reports this morning that the coalition government also received donations from the company that paid a debt for Sam Dastyari, forcing him to step down. We're joined now by Christopher Pyne and Anthony Albanese. Morning, guys.
Good to be with you.
Okay, first up to you, Christopher. Has the Chinese firm at the centre of this scandal, Top Education, received any preferential treatment from your government at any time?
None whatsoever. So the streamlined visa processing arrangements were decisions made by the public service. They weren't the decisions made by a minister or the government. And of course, Top Education's fine to give donations to political parties. It's the payment of people's personal debts that are the problem.
Okay.
And Sam Dastyari had personal debts paid, and neither he nor Bill Shorten's yet get it. Bill Shorten's talking about bringing Sam Dastyari back within 24 hours of him resigning.
All right.
So they still don't understand the problem.
So they donate $65,000 to the party, and then they get what they wanted, an extended visa program from union to the private sector, but they weren't greasing any poles.
Look, Top Education or anybody else is entitled to give donations to political parties. That's
it looks sus, though, doesn't it? You must admit.
No, it doesn't, because it's not the same as having your personal debts paid. Sam Dastyari had a $40,000 legal bill paid and a $1,600 travel bill paid, which were his personal debts.
So a Chinese, hang on, a Chinese firm pays $65,000, then they get what they want in their lobbying. It looks sus. It looks completely sus.
Karl, the only reason they would have been given streamlined visa processing is they, along with 20 or so other education businesses in Australia, met the requirements that the public service decided were required to allow them to have streamlined visa processing. Nothing to do with the Liberal Party or the Labor Party, for that matter, or the government of the day. So trying to link the two is completely wrong.
Well, Labor said no. Labor said no to it. Albo, why did you say no?
Well,
they didn't have the streamlined visa processing.
We stopped it. We had it for public universities and for the public education system, but we stopped it for the private sector education system because we were concerned about the potential for abuse, just like we know that the vocational education and training system has been abused.
It has been abused, hasn't it? Continues
They're
to be
two
abused.
very different things.
But when it comes to foreign donations, what we need to do, and we can do it next week, we can do it in a couple of hours, in both houses, can support banning foreign donations. Malcolm Turnbull has said that he supports action on that front. Yeah. We can do it very quickly. We can do it next week.
Labor could reject foreign donations right now. Of the $5.5 million of foreign donations, $3.8 million went to the Labor Party. They went to the Labor Party.
That says nothing.
You've all got your
what we need is reform.
Okay, you do need reform.
What we need is reform, and that's the way to do it.
We'll get to that in a second. Christopher, just on Top Education, though, how many times did you meet with them?
I had a photograph taken with the head of Top Education and Tony Abbott at Philip Ruddock's 40th anniversary. I think I had one other meeting with them. They were probably there to support Philip Ruddock's 40th anniversary. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the point is, it's different.
It is when you get changes to the
No, that's not right. Trying to link the two, Karl, is it's actually quite defamatory. Okay. The truth is, people having personal.
Are you going to sue me?
People having personal debts paid is completely different to receiving a campaign. I've never received a donation from Top Education. Never.
Have you received any donations from any Chinese firm?
Well, I'd have to, well, no, not personally, of course not. I've never had a personal debt paid by any business because it's wrong. The fact that Sam Dastyari doesn't realise it's wrong and Bill Shorten doesn't realise it's wrong is a massive problem. And Bill Shorten's already talking about bringing Sam back.
You were going to say...
They just don't get it.
You
don't have your personal debts paid by other businesses.
You were about to say then I'm going to have to check.
Well, I've never had a personal debt paid. Campaign donations, I'm sure I've received campaign donations from Chinese businesses or any other businesses.
How many?
I've been in Parliament for 23 years, Karl.
How many?
I don't know them all off the top of my head.
Albo, what about you? You got donations from any Chinese firms?
No.
Campaign donations?
No, what we do is we have donations through the Labor Party centrally. I run my own campaign. I rely upon local donations. Anything else is through the party national office.
No.
And all my all the donations that
into
come
your
to the
campaign.
Liberal Party
Hang on, Chris.
No, not that I'm aware of, no. Okay. In terms of we go through the national office of the party. The issue here is, Karl, how do you fix this problem? You fix it by banning foreign donations.
No, you also fix it by banning companies and unions, as Tony Abbott said today. So would you be willing to ban the union donations?
No, not at all.
Okay, what about Christopher? Would you ban business donations?
I would ban company and union donations. I would only have donations from individuals, but you also have to do something about third-party campaigning. Otherwise, the unions will simply give all their money to get up and use them to campaign against the Liberal Party.
You sound like Tony Abbott this morning.
It's not as easy. It's not as simple as everyone thinks it is.
No, I know.
And that's why it has to be done sensibly and calmly and through a proper process. You can't just ban donations from one group and then not expect there to be a flow-on effect elsewhere.
So you sound like
and of course,
okay.
I don't receive donations, Karl.
Okay.
Donations come to the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Now, I represent the Liberal Party in Parliament, but I don't personally get a donation, put it in my bank account, or do anything else with it. That's wrong, and that's what Labor doesn't get.
Christopher.
Well, you've actually tried this morning to set up a straw man, Karl, and it needs to be broken down.
So angry
what you've said is wrong.
Okay, in terms
don't defame me on national television.
Oh, don't defame me by saying I'm defaming you.
That's not defamation. You know that, Karl.
Okay, you've been in a bit of trouble this morning, Albo. I know, Christopher, I want to get your thoughts on this too. The $3,000 that you've allegedly spent of our money going to 2 grand finals to support your Hawks.
Well, that's ridiculous. As you know, Karl, last year, the airfare was actually to appear on the Today Show with Christopher. Christopher would have an airfare as well. Then I met with the editor, in fact, of the Herald Sun, as well as the opinion editor of the Herald Sun, as well as a press conference about rail in Melbourne. I didn't charge $1 single for transport to or from the grand final or in terms of accommodation on that night.
Quickly, does he have anything to answer here for Christopher Pyne?
Look, Anthony is the Shadow Minister for Tourism.
Exactly. Say no more.
I mean, the idea that he shouldn't go to the AFL Grand Final is absolutely absurd.
Oh, this is good. We're back together again.
I mean,
thank you, Christopher.
You've got to be sensible about this stuff. That's just ridiculous stuff.
I agree. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Alba. Good to talk to you.
Good on you.
All right.